let's say that you do everything you just said in the story about the dress. How about if you have a real type A person, they keep real focused, a daughter saying, you know, I'm still going to do this. At some point, did you just say, well, no, that's not going to happen, if that's what you want?
You know, my bottom line on that is that in a respectful home, nobody trumps the other. It's like if we can't come up, if we can't agree together, then we won't keep it because we couldn't come to agreement. Not because I'm wrong about what I wanted, just that it's really a helpful model for marriages too. We want to give our children, male and female, this really good people skills. And the best people skills are, no, it's not about trump, even though you're the parent, you are the parent, and you ultimately hold the trump card, and you have to for their safety and for a lot of reasons. Try to not use that trump card very often. You use it when it's an absolute issue of safety. And usually whether you keep a blouse or not is not an issue of safety, so you're not trying to trump them, you're trying to say, I want to teach you a really healthy standard in relationship. And it's not that one gets what they want over another. It's that we live in a family where we talk it's got to work for both people. It's got to work for me as your parent, and it's got to work for you. And if we can't figure out how to make that happen, then we can't keep it.
So in the case of the boy, that would be a safety issue, and you could say, no, you're not doing this. But in the case of the girl, it's not a safety issue.
Well, you can say no. I really want you all to hear it. As a parent, you're the bottom line. You can say no at any time. But the main thing that I want you to hear tonight is how to keep that connection. Okay, so you don't want to just lay out, I'm the parent, you got to do it my way. You can do that at any time. But with teens, if you want to earn their respect and their connection, you want to try to not play it like that. Inside yourself, you need to know, I'm the parent, and I'm the bottom line in terms of safety and judgment. But you always are trying to get their buy-in. You're trying to bring them along on your judgment. And you do that through a respectful dialogue. Does that make sense? So that is what you're always trying to focus on. And if they blow up, let's say, oh, this is ridiculous. I'm not talking about this anymore. Because teens sometimes, they're 10 minutes and they're like so done. You go, okay, then you know what? At a better time, we'll come back to this. I'm not talking about this anymore. And you say, okay, well then we're going to set the blouse aside, and if you don't want to come back to it, that's fine, but here's the blouse going to lay with the tags on it till you and I can come to some kind of agreement. That's the bottom line. It's really loving and respectful here and then here.
I was just going to say that part that I think that you can do that sometimes by saying, you know, okay, the blouse is really cute, I really like the way it looks, but maybe a camisole under it would help. Or maybe a pair of Spanx when you're wearing that really short shirt is fine with me as long as you have the Spanx on underneath. You know, I mean, that's a way of doing it.
That's part of the dialogue. That's what you bring to it, and then they say, okay, I can do that. Or I'm not wearing that, then okay, then we got to stay in this dialogue until we come up with a solution that works for both of us.
So I can see why you would like blouse. Do you think there's a different alternative besides using the word but?
Besides using the word what?
But. I can see why you like the blouse. But, so your subsequent statement then completely negated the fact that you just said you liked it, because then you're saying you don't like it. So which one is it? And so I would want to actually challenge you and say, don't do that.
Well, there's probably better words than that. Yeah, because it can be kind of invalidating. But yeah, I really like that blouse. I'm wondering about, how thin it is. It's kind of see-through. So, so you can take the word but out so that it doesn't invalidate the prior statement. That's your point, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I have a problem because I have one daughter's 5'11" and a half, and she's all legs. So one day it was just like every skirt she owned was so short, and I would just look at her and I would say, "Oh my God, how is someone going to perceive her because of her height? Are they going to think that she's like cheap or easy or this or that?" And these were my feelings. They weren't her feelings because everybody wears their skirts pretty short. I had a really and like showing I'd be in a lot of trouble. And they go, oh yeah, Mom, but you know, they understand me for shock. So, and then I finally just said, do you think if you wear opaque tights with that skirt, it would look better? And I said, because personally for me, I would just feel better if you wore opaque tights, because it would be just a little bit, you know, nicer.
Yes.
And then I took them to Italy and I bought like 1,000,000 pairs of tights and I started wearing them. And because they have unusual tights there. And then I got rid of the problem. I know it sounds really ridiculous, but I didn't know what to do. It wasn't like their skirt got shorter, it's just their legs got longer. So
Yes, she was growing fast. Her legs got longer. I love that. No, I just love the language you used just there. Again, there was no judgment. There's just no judgment, just kind of a suggestion. And naming just some of your own discomfort. It's a great way to model good communication. It's not all about, you know, what they want and we're supposed to service. You know, somehow as parents we've gotten this message that we're supposed to provide all this for our children and kind of give them what they want and provide them all these experiences and clothing and we can get into being sort of overly focused on their needs. But really, what they want matters. That's the validating and the connection. But what concerns us matters too. And in every dialogue, we want to find the non-judgmental way to put that out there and teach them both sides are going to be respected and honored. Because that's the most powerful way to really resolve the different issues that are going to come up and the conflicts that are going to come up. I wanted to end, I know it's getting late. I can stay if there's more questions, but I wanted to end with a prayer that I really like. It was written by a woman physician, and I just think it's wonderful. But I have to find it. It's called A Parent's Prayer. The subtitle is Help Me to the Stature of Good Parenthood. I pray that I may let my child live I gotta put her in here, her own life and not the life that I wish I had lived. Therefore, guard me against burdening her doing what I had failed to do. And when tempted to seek this balm for old wounds, strengthen me against my self-justification. Help me to see today's missteps in perspective against the long road she must go, and grant me the grace of patience with her slow pace, lest I force her into rebellion, retreat, or anxiety. Give me the precious wisdom of knowing when to smile at the small mischiefs of her age, and when to give her the haven of firmness against the impulses which in her heart she fears and cannot master. In a time of needed punishment, give me a warm heart and a gentle voice, so she may feel the rule of order in her friend and clasp it to her soul to be her conscience. Help me to let her know in advance what the consequences of her misdeeds will be. Help me to hear the anguish in her heart through the din of angry words or cross the gulf of brooding silence, and having heard, give me the grace to bridge the gap between us with understanding, warmth, before speaking my own quick retorts. Still my heart and smooth from my brow all that mars infectious serenity and the joy of living. Rather let my face so shire that these later years will seem to her a promised land with which to strive. I pray that I may raise my voice in joy at what she is then in vexation at what she has done. That sounds a little awkward, but that's what it says. So each day she may grow in sureness of herself. Help me to hold her with such warmth as will give her friendliness toward fellow men. Then give me the fortitude to free her to go strongly on her way. Then, as I see her striding forward eagerly, self-assured, friendly, and in good conscience, my grateful heart will swell with joy. Isn't that a lovely prayer? Well, stay if you can, if you have any more comments or questions. I so appreciated your participation. It makes it just enjoyable and we can kind of hear each other's comments and struggles. And I hope that you have got some real practical things.
I just want to thank you because the call tonight to come was about the girls. When we talk about, it's all about the girls. That's what we say our mission is. It's all about the girls. But as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking a little differently because I think it's all about us. And I think as the caring adults in the girls' lives, we have the responsibility to be attentive and to notice ourselves and how we're responding and to be more patient. And we all can get into the parental mode, I'm your parent and you will do what I say. Okay, that's the first response. So you're offering such a wonderful, different, challenging way to respond. Because most of the time, those kinds of encounters are in moments of friction between us and the girls. And so to take the time to step back and to hold on, to not react, but to inquire, can be so helpful. And it can be helpful for us too, not just with the girls, but in our families and at work and with the people that we interact with. So thank you. Very helpful.
You're very welcome.
And a perfect segue, as we thank Cameron several times tonight, social networking came up. Guess what our next month topic is? Social networking. And as our own Pesha teacher, Beth Bottomley, Kelly will be speaking. She's both a religion teacher and a freshman moderator. So we'll be sending out her bio, and I hope you'll all join us. That'll be a morning meeting at 9 a.m. And we look forward to having you back next month. So thank you again, Kelly. It was wonderful. Very insightful.